Hello again, and welcome to episode 2 of Strictly Healthy. And of course, this show is all about how we can maintain our health, whether it's physical, emotional, mental, business health, etc. We're going to be sort of doing it all. We have different speakers coming on, different motivational people. And speaking of motivational, we have an amazing lady on today that I don't even know where to begin in terms of where to start with the experiences she's been through. But of course, I'll let you speak with her and share your thoughts. Just drop some comments in the chat. And of course, we're talking about Zoe Bennett. We welcome her now. Welcome, Zoe, to episode 2 of Strictly Healthy. How are you today?
I am absolutely awesome. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Very excited about this and couldn't really wait to sort of have a chat with you because, yes, you are the motivational queen, but you have done some amazing things and also been through quite some adversities in your life. So I'd like to start there. Can you just share with us, some of what you've been through so far?
So my life has been nothing but a interesting roller coaster, I would like to put it. See, I don't look at things as negative or, oh my gosh, oh, woe is me. I look at things as it's meant to be, but it's how your mindset is all about, how you actually come through it. So, yes, I've gone through lots of trauma, adversity, stemming from when I was a child, through trauma, completely childhood abuse for many, many years. But the way I got through that is that I always looked forward to the future. I always used to tell myself it can only get better. I will get through this. And when I get control, then things will change for me. When I'm in control, when I then become 18, then I can then do what I want to do. However, I left home at 16. So I actually brought that forward a bit. So, but after that, I thought that would have been the end of my adverse story. And I could just get on with my life and find the dream, live the dream like everyone wants to live the dream. It just wasn't so. Go on.
Yeah, tell me about what happened with your dad, because I know there was quite an amazing story behind that. Can you share that with us?
Yeah, well, I can. So leading up to my dad, what will make you understand how I got through that? So after the childhood trauma that I suffered, I actually went on in my own home. I actually had my own property, and I was actually attacked in my own home. And the perpetrator served 3 years. It was that severe, the attack on me. So the reason I'm telling you that is so you can understand how then I got through something to other people that would be a game changer. That's it. Game set out. There's no way coming back. But that's because of the stuff I'd gone through before what happened to my dad. So my dad was actually he was went back. He had a holiday home in America, and he went to just spend some time just for a couple of months. And a bungled robbery took place in the property that I owned. And he was tortured to death. They actually murdered him.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wow. That must have been hard for you to hear about then.
It was dreadful because actually I was due to turn up with him that morning, but my plans had changed last minute. They actually wanted to take out the family, but unbeknownst to them, like I said, my plans had changed. So as a consequence, and that's why I believe everything's for a reason, because I was now alive, I was able to fight for justice, hire private detectives, etc. And in the end, one of the murderers got 40 years to life without parole. So, everything in its own bizarre way happens for a reason.
Yes. So, but of course, you turn that around, as you say, that you don't like to think of things as negative necessarily, and you tend to turn it around to something positive. So can you share with us how you managed to turn that adversity around?
So if you Google me, you'll see in the likes of the Daily Mail, in the Mirror, stories about what's happened around this, because I actually worked for the government of the same country my father was murdered in. And an actual tribunal happened all around it. And that was stressful as well. At the same time, my dad was murdered. Now I'm literally going through problems with my previous employer. So in my mind, I wanted to make a bad situation, a terrible horrendous situation a better situation, not for myself, but for other people. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone kept saying, oh, well, just move on with your life and just get on with it, etc. But I'm like, well, if I don't do what's right, then anyone else that this happens to or something similar happens to, there's no precedent set to help them. So, and like I say, I always think things happen for a reason. So my dad's murder was for a reason, so that his life was not in vain, but to help other people. And not only to help them if they were
That's
in that
positive.
situation, it was also to remind people that no matter what happens to you, you can always find a way out, no matter how severe something is or not so severe, there's always a way out. But it's a case of looking and actually forward thinking. And so for me, it was important to set the example that you don't give up. Why? Because people are watching, kids are watching. Other people who are and ahhing are thinking, well, should I bother? By seeing somebody doing it, gives them the motivation, gives them the inspiration to go ahead and do it themselves. And it stops them from being held back. So for me, I felt a huge responsibility that A, I don't crumble. B, I don't scream like a banshee, why me? It's not fair, or woe is me. You know, I felt it was very important that I had to compose myself in a situation and show people you can get through it no matter what it is.
Right. So, and your mantra is sort of never give up, isn't it? So we'll get into a bit more about how you make that happen, on a day-to-day basis, because you showed me some items just now. But let's just talk a little bit of how you then transitioned and got into the business that you're in. Tell us a little bit more about that, and your speaking, etc.
Okay,
Because
so
you are the motivational queen after all.
so they say. Yeah, so I actually went into the line of business. I own my own training company, and I've had that now for 5 years, called Training Personified. And it actually started at the same time that the trial was going on. And bearing in mind, the trial was postponed 7 times. They were looking for technicalities and loopholes to try and stop the trial from going ahead. Because in the Lancashire Evening Post in 2014, the actual article in there is that the statistics in Jamaica, that out of 100% of murders, only 5% go to trial and conviction.
Right.
So they were doing everything they could to obviously not have this trial going ahead. And it was only as a result of Gavin Williamson, who was at the time David Cameron's parliamentary secretary, who got involved, chaired a meeting at the Foreign Office for me, and within weeks, one of the murderers got the sentence. So for me, the reason why I started Training Personify was to show people how to treat your employees correctly. And you've got to understand that employees are also customers. They're not the external customers, but they are your internal customers. And they too need to be looked after, because if you look after them, your external customers are looked after. So I felt, for me, that the way to go forward, because I'm training, I did my master's, which encompassed leadership, sales and marketing, and I've always embodied leadership and sales and customer service. And I felt, well, I'm going to create my business all around customer service delivery. Now, even though I started it around customer service delivery, it never stayed there, because everyone wants to hear my story. So it's changed Training Personified to where it is now today.
Yes, yeah. So, and you've done quite a bit with this Training Personified, haven't you? Who are some of your sort of, if you can mention, some of your customers or your clients, I guess?
Lloyds, TSB. I've got a partnership deal with NatWest Bank right now, actually. So
well done.
Motivational Queen Masterclass in partnership with NatWest officially. We're actually looking for the next cohort. We've just finished this year's cohort. We did one last year. So we're looking for attendees. It's a free program. But the commitment is you have to quit Zoom now, just attend the 10 sessions on Zoom once a month. So if anyone watching wants to sign up for the masterclass, it's all around leveling up your business. It's all about understanding the key foundational points to get your business elevated to a strength that is unsurmountable. So NatWest is one of them. NHS. Oh gosh, got so many.
Oh, well done, well done. But there was one thing I saw in your bio. Zoe's 9 E's Excellence Plan. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What is
So that
that?
is the program that I wrote for NatWest. This is the one that I deliver, the one that I'm looking for new attendees on this one. So you have to be a business owner. So the 9E's Excellence Plan is all about understanding the fundamentals that get you started and keep you strong in business. So for instance, the first of the 9E's, which is now trademarked, by the way, as well, because I trademark everything. It's all
Makes
about
sense. Yeah.
protect your brands, protect your, what
Yeah.
you've worked hard at. So start off with the 9 E's. It's about empowering yourself. So the first E is empowerment. It's about giving yourself permission to get started. Too many
Okay.
people say, well, what if or should do, or what do you think about it? No, it's not about what somebody else thinks. It's about what you think. You feel you've got that drive, the energy to do it, then do it. Don't let anyone else hold you back, and don't let this hold you back as well.
Yeah. Get out of your own way, so to speak. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, and I'll come back to your own way in a minute. So the second E is all about enrichment. So it's all
Okay.
about literally mind, body, and soul, making sure that everything in your body is going
Make a
correctly,
note of
and
this.
your well-being and everything else. So and it's also about not just what's going in your mind, it's what's inside of you. You making sure
Hmm.
you're holistically well. You know,
Hmm.
enlightenment is really important because you need to know what your skill set is. So it's about
Okay.
understanding what your skills are. And so many people get started, but they don't recognize what they bring to the table. They know they've got this idea, they know they want to do something, but they haven't really drilled down what they do. So for argument's sake, somebody starts maybe a gym, literally PT business, but they're not so skilled in accountancy.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
they're bashing the books all day long, all week, all weekend, till the next week after that. If you now think about it, it's false economy. You're spending all that time trying to do something that's not your skill set when you should just outsource it. If you outsource it, the
Yes.
time that you're spending and banging away at doing all the account, you could have had how many PT sessions in there, and that would have paid over that accountant probably for how many years in just a few weeks' time. So it's
That
false
makes
economy.
sense.
It's about recognizing what your skill is. And
Yes.
I like what you do.
Do what you do best, really.
Exactly.
Outsource the rest. That's what I always say.
And that's why your business is ideal. So I say you need someone to answer the phones, to do your admin. Let the skilled people do that. If that's not your forte, or you need that time to be away to do what you're skilled at, do that. But too many
That's right.
people try and be the cook, the bottle washer, the carpet cleaner, everything all in one, and they're just not equipped. And it ends up wasting more time. And then what that does, it makes people fall out of love a little bit as well of it. But actually, had they just focused
Yeah,
on what they were passionate about, it would just get so much better, so much bigger, easier.
that's
So
right.
yeah,
To
so
laser focus, isn't it? Yeah,
completely.
good.
So I won't go through all the E's because
You
that's
won't go through all, but
but
people can contact you about that, couldn't they?
yeah, but the
Mm.
one E that I would say what is really important is engagement. And engagement is
Okay.
all about this little beauty here, networking,
Ah, yes, yes.
understanding people, understanding mannerisms, understanding the key indicators by listening as well as just talking. It's about learning to listen to what people are saying that they need or somebody else needed, and actually facilitating that for them. Because by facilitating something like that, you get a kickback, but you don't
Yeah.
realize that until you do it. So
Yeah. When
engagement
you give, you get back, isn't it? You know?
is, but I always advocate don't give to receive. Give because what will actually
Right
happen. So
motive.
yeah, pay it forward, but don't
Hmm.
expect it to be paid backwards. So if you pay
Mm.
it forward, eventually it will come full circle, but don't pay it forward in a way to say, well, I've just done that for you, so you must do this for me. That's the wrong attitude. So
Hmm.
networking, what can I put into networking, not what can I get out of it?
Yes, yeah, and
Yeah.
people always see that as well. But I just want to move on to something else. You did a TED talk. I don't know how many you've done, but I saw one that was about 12 minutes long. I thought it was excellent. Very brave of you, of course. But what else can we expect from the Motivational Queen? Can you tell me a little bit about that? How you managed to get on to doing that, etc.?
Wow, yeah. So it's funny because you said earlier you have to get out of your own way. That's why I laughed and I said I'll come back to that. That's the title of my TED talk. It's called Get Out of Your Own Way. You know, and it's a time of when you're going through tough times, adverse times, that sometimes your mind can get in your own way. Your overthinking can get in your own way. Your self-sabotaging can get in your own way. So it's learning to recognize these key indicators that are getting in your way and move them out of the way and step forward. You know, and I always say, and my dad always says, well, when he was alive, it's never too late for a shower of rain. So no matter how tough things get, how bad anything is, it will always come good in the end. You know, it will rain one day. It won't always stay the drought.
Yeah,
So
brilliant.
So the question was, how did I get into?
How did you get there? Not that I think it's impossible, but I can't imagine it's easy to do.
To do the TED talk.
Say again.
To do the TED talk, is that the question? Is that difficult? Well, to be fair, as you can tell, I'm a talker.
Well, I guess that's number one. You gotta be a talker, which is great. Yeah.
But I have to. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a talker, and I can talk the hind legs off a donkey. So I actually am on with the school speakers. I've got a few agents. So school speakers is one of them. I've got a celebrity agency as well, and literally it's called Champion Speakers. And when I get booked for some of these jobs, it can be from 15 minutes to 2 hours. I've had one that wanted me to talk continuously for 2 hours, and I did. So just so you know, so the reason I'm telling you this is because the TED is timed, and I have to say, yes, I can just talk about anything. It's the hardest thing to stick to 12 minutes to get everything in 12 minutes. And I don't read anyway. I just go off the cuff, but it was harder because I had to try and remember to put which parts in and to take certain things out. So it is not easy. So if anyone's thinking about doing a TED talk, make sure you get the key points down first and then work around those key points.
Yes, very good. I think so. Where else have you spoken publicly?
God.
I bet it's quite a few places.
Yeah, well, in India was the largest crowd, so about 1,000 people.
Sorry, where was that?
In India.
Okay.
And I've spoken in America. I've spoken in the Caribbean. I've spoken here, of course. So yeah, lots of different places. It's just lots of
brilliant. Right. Well, I just want to go on to a couple more things. I see that you're helping different communities, etc., and charities and so on. Can you tell me a little bit more about that work that you're doing with them?
Yeah. So I am a trustee for the National Survivors User Network, and they're based in London, and they do consulting with the government on white papers, etc., and they support other organisations around the United Kingdom who are supporters of various charities. I also am a delivering partner for the Sutton Cancer Research Centre. So I deliver on resilience and confidence. I started out with an organisation that I actually went and outsourced for them called Seek for Change. So it was for ladies from domestic violence, honour-based abuse and FGM. And it was confidence building workshops. I'm the ambassador for the Women and Families Resource Centre in Wolverhampton, and from there I was invited down to number 10 Downing Street with the ladies there, and it was a lovely day. It was amazing, and I actually got a picture inside number 10, and you're not allowed to.
Naughty.
No, not me. I didn't take it. Not me.
Somebody else.
The minister took it.
Well done.
I remember I told you the minister that saved my life when I was getting death threats around the time my dad was murdered. It was Gavin Williamson. He took the picture inside. I've got the picture. And you're not allowed to call the minister. He authorised it because he was Theresa May's at that time parliamentary secretary. So
Oh, well done. Well done. There was something I wanted to ask as well. You have an awards program as well going on.
Yes.
Can you say about that?
So at the time when we got the conviction and all this was going around, my dad's murder and everything else, Gavin Williamson, I've mentioned now a few times, he literally saved my life. I was getting death threats. They'd summoned me to Jamaica. I had the official letters sent to the Foreign Office on the 23rd of December to my house in 2014. So at that Christmas time, obviously 2 days later, it's Christmas, because I know I was going towards my death. I was told if I step foot over there, they're going to send a gunman for me. So I actually decided I am going to go, irrespective of the threats against my life. And I actually wrote my will. I said goodbye to my family, to my kids, knowing it was going to be my last Christmas, and ready to go.
Wow.
And it was only a last minute reprieve that Gavin Williams got involved. And when he heard and he read all the documentation and everything else, because the police were involved, the police coming to my house and, you know, obviously trying to protect me the best way they could, he says, "Oh, no, Zoe, I'm not going to let you die. I'm going to save you."
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
so he found a way.
And he did. I felt, yeah, whatever. And he did, literally
So
within
how did that transition then into the awards program then that you're doing?
So that's where it came to. So because he saved my life, and the actual police officer as well, who became my FLO, family liaison officer, and he did that, I only found out afterwards in his own time, within the police force. So anyway, so I wanted to say thank you to them. And so I said, right, because Gavin has never, ever had an award, ever, and this police officer never had an award ever, I said, right, I'm going to create an award ceremony just so I can award them. And then I was creating this award ceremony. I'm thinking, but on the night, there's going to be so many people. Why don't I give other people the opportunity to say thank you to those people in their lives too, who've done the extra mile for them? And lo and behold, this event happened at the Copthorne in Dudley, and there was 320 people attended. And it was an amazing night. The room there was the Brad Burton hosted it for me with Army Teaser from Include Me Too Disability Charity. And they got the phones out with just a camera, all the lights were down, and this lady, she was dying of cancer, started singing, and the whole place just lit up with these phone cameras, and everyone was crying. It was so emotional, but it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful moment. And I have to say, since then, it's just gone on from strength to strength. We had, in fact, I'm going to give you a sneak preview actually. So the year before last, we had Sir Lenny Henry. This hasn't gone out, by the way. It was only recorded. I was yesterday, so I'm going to give you a sneak little bit. So we had Sir Lenny Henry before, and we had Jamelia and Beverly Knight last year received the award, and Beverly Knight and Jamelia turned it into a concert. They turned it into it's all over the Midlands today and everything. It was all over the TV sessions. This honestly, who'd have known that this would happen? Anyway,
amazing.
Let me show you what Beverly sent yesterday. Where are we? And I'm not going to show you it all, but I'll give you a little tidbit.
Hey everyone, it's me, Beverly Knight. I am a singer, I am an actress, I live my life on stages and on the
we can see.
Okay, I'm trying to fast forward it. I'm going to fast forward it, so...
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
And can go and achieve things in life, you know. These things are not beyond the reach of folk like us. That was the overwhelming feeling and expression for me of receiving that award. I think it's so important that young people know that they have something they can shoot for, especially in a time where we are...
You know, so this is...
That's great, yeah.
So Beverly sent us a message about the actual award. So
well done.
So the awards are reaching further afield, and people like have to see it as something that, for me, and the reason why the awards are so important, I give all the profits away every single year. I've never kept a penny. I've never turned it into something that is a part of my business, because it's not. It's by the people, for the people. And what we do is the people's vote. We don't choose who the winners are. It's the votes from the actual general public. We have an independent accountants firm, and we have an independent IT firm that does all the check-in for all the boats.
Right.
So everything is transparent. We do not allow sponsors to be nominated or be put in for an award. We do not do that because we think it's all about integrity, and we are the only one awards that don't do that. That literally try and get money. And we've said no to money to sponsorship because somebody's been nominated, and we've given them the choice. They nominate or you put the money in. We don't. It's not about the money. It's about being literally something that's authentic and real and honest.
Oh, well done. Well, tell me about your book, and then I'll have another little sort of question to wrap up. So tell me a bit about that book, what it's about, what it's doing, and
so it's
Network
Personified is all about understanding people, understanding how to get the best out of the interactions with people, and it's about learning to analyze conversations, analyze what you want to get out of it, where you go into with this, what's the purpose of you having this interaction. And also it helps you to increase your confidence. And how? Because I give sections in there for you to write in what you'd be comfortable saying, how to then introduce yourself in a situation where there's maybe more than one person there, even an idea of how to break down what it is you really do, because so many people get flustered and tongue-tied and overly talk what they do, or they undermine what they do. But it's a book that helps you just to make it more on point, to the point, and actually it makes you relax, and it gives you a natural inner confidence that is appealing to those in front of you. So for instance, the MBCC Awards, I have to literally raise thousands upon thousands upon thousands, in excess of 1,000 every year to make this happen. And I get given that from organizations because I literally, everything I know about networking, understanding how to get the best out of people is in here. So I have people like the FA sponsoring us, NatWest sponsoring us, Aston University, City University. I could go on. There's so many big organizations, lots of big organizations that sponsor us. And how? Because I contact them. I learned the art of engagement, and that's what Networking Personified, the book, is all about. I've been given a double-decker bus for free from National Express West Midlands because I said I had a vision of helping the homeless, and actually gave this to the Rotary Club so they can turn it into accommodation for the homeless. £80,000 bus given to me for free. Why? Because I learned to interact correctly.
Yes. And people see that as well too. So of course, this show is about how we can be healthy holistically. So you have, I think, an inspirational tip or quote or something that you want to share with us?
For me, the most important thing, especially in these times right now, is ask yourself when you wake up in the morning, what can I do for my neighbor? And your neighbor doesn't necessarily need to be the people that live next door to you. Neighbor just means your fellow human.
Indeed.
What can you do for a fellow human out there today to make them feel better today? And it could just be simply a compliment. Be mindful. Little moments like that, the smallest compliment could change not just a person's day, could change a life. Why? Because some people internalize things. Some people beat themselves up over certain things and don't think they're good enough. If you've just said to someone, I feel you're good enough, their angst that they've had for how many years, and maybe, months, years, whatever it may be, would probably be turned around in that moment just by you off the cuff with no ulterior motive, just saying something out of the blue that makes them think twice and say, well, actually, gosh, for someone else to say that about me, I must be okay.
Yes. Sometimes that's all people need to hear is somebody's reaching out to them and making them feel good, making them feel positive, isn't it? So I want to thank you for your time today. The time went really fast. So I think we should get more from you, possibly. Maybe another time we'll have you in as a follow-up. So we can have a chat then. So I want to thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you so much. Don't forget, the NatWest program is open. It's a limited amount of attendees on there. So if you or anyone knows anyone who wants to sign up for the NatWest Masterclass with the Motivational Queen, let me know.
Great. Thank you. So that was our show today, and of course, this is what we're going to be doing, some more events like this. And next up, we will be having, that's next, whenever that is, I think next week, and anesthetist, if I can say that correctly, will be coming on to tell us a little bit more about our physical health. So hopefully you can join us. And then after that, we have a woman with a velvet voice, a real soul singer, will be coming up. She has a great story to tell as well. So thank you for joining us today on our Strictly Healthy show. And we'll see you next time.